In my last video I created an NPC dialogue system and this sheep monster inspired by a kohlrabi from my garden. But because I didn't have an NPC yet, the sheep had to hold the line. Today this will change. I demoted the sheep back to a monster, I created my first NPC, and I started on this new map with a beautiful river. Hi, my name is Ilia, and I'm working on my 2D Metroidvania game called Onchu. First on the list was the sheep. I imported it as a PSP file and started with creating bones for the animation. After the animations were ready, I added some scripts to make them walk and attack. For now they just try to head bump the player, but I also plan to make them explode upon death coming later this video. But first, while working on the sheep, I also remembered the place it was inspired from, the kohlrabi in my garden. I had to check up on it and realized that it was ripe for harvest. But back into my game. I decided to pivot from the sheep for now and to work on a new map, because the sheep doesn't really fit on the beach. I started with a sketch. This scene will not be a huge map with platforms and such. It will be a small map focusing on NPC and a quest at the waterfall, but more about this later. After I created some hills and mountains for the background and grass for the front, I decided to pack things up and finish for the day. The next morning I woke up by beautiful nature sounds from the construction site next door. They should not start before 7 AM because of the rest period, but today they were very eager to start a lot earlier. With that I decided to just get up and, without my full night's sleep, start the day. I continued with my scene decoration in Unity and started with the centerpiece of the map, the river. I followed the tutorial of Gabriel to create such a beautiful shader and a reflection of the scene and the player. Everything worked great until I tried to create such waves like in the tutorial, and that broke the whole river. After countless hours of trying to find a workaround and a fix, I gave up and decided to keep it flat and easy. There were a couple of other things that didn't work as planned, but I managed to fix everything, and here is the result of it. With the lack of sleep from this morning and to finish the river for my game, I decided to stop working for today and go for a walk at our local river. It is the best river I know, but maybe I'm just biased. The next piece for the map was of course the NPC. To be honest, it took me a long time until I was happy with him, because I realized that I haven't really decided on a drawing style for humans yet. The player character is hidden behind the mask, and I had this guy, but I didn't really like him, so I didn't have a style yet. I decided to choose a style that is not too hard to draw and has little details, because my art skills lack a bunch. I decided to do a style similar to Avatar, The Last Airbender, and here he is, my first NPC. What is special about him is that he's actually inspired by a YouTuber/streamer that I enjoy watching. With his content, of course. I will keep to myself who I'm talking about, but let's hear your guesses in the comment section below. I wonder if someone will find out by just this. And don't worry, the character will still have his own personality, story, and so on. But enough work for today. We started to cook dinner early today because we are making lasagna, which takes a while. For those interested, these are the ingredients we like to put in. It's almost vegan, except for the cheese on top. The next day I also created a sketch for a house. I only finished the first part though. I still have some placeholders like the waterfall that goes here, and the mountain behind, and the rocks at the entrance. Speaking of the entrance, the next thing I wanted to do is make it possible to transition between the scenes. I don't have the exact place that will connect this map yet, so I'll just pick a random place for now. I made the scene fade out and in with the transition and implemented the whole transition into my existing save and load system. This actually took a while because the most tutorials don't use the same save and load system as I do. It was getting late and I decided to do the final testing of the new features the next day. I laid into my bed and faded out, just like my scene transition. The next day I sat down to finish my sheep enemy. I followed another tutorial from Gabriel for a simple explosion effect that will happen when the sheep dies. I basically made the Kohlrabi explode after a short delay when the sheep reaches 0 HP. I also made the Kohlrabi lose a leaf every time you hit it to indicate its health. With that, I was happy with the progress I had and started to write and record for this video. I hope you enjoyed this devlog. Please leave a like and a comment if you did. It also helps me with the YouTube algorithm. And with that, I see you in my next video. Bye!